taught to see the world as solid, matter, form, things you can touch, measure, and weigh. But what if that's just a surface illusion? Look closer, and everything begins to dissolve. What once seemed still begins to move. What once felt separate begins to connect. Matter unravels into motion, into patterns, into pure vibration. At the quantum level, nothing is ever truly at rest. Even the tiniest particles are in constant flux, a dance of probabilities, a sea of energy, endlessly shifting, never fixed. And at the spiritual level, there is no true division, no borders between me and you, between self and other. Just fields of consciousness, resonating. Everything is connected. Everything vibrates, everything moves. And that movement is frequency. This isn't New Age fantasy. This is ancient wisdom now echoed by modern science. From Tibetan monks to quantum physicists, the message is the same. Vibration is the fundamental language of reality. Vibrations shape energy. Energy shapes form, and form becomes your world. Your body is vibrating. Your thoughts are vibrations. Your emotions pulse with energetic frequency. Even your beliefs, the silent assumptions running your life, are patterns of vibration, subtly shaping the reality you experience. So here's the truth most people never hear. Spiritual awakening isn't about believing in something. It's about tuning into something. Your spiritual state isn't a belief system. It's a frequency. And your frequency is everything. It determines what you attract, how you feel, how others respond to you, and ultimately, what version of reality you live in. So the real question isn't, what do you believe? The real question is, what are you vibrating? In ancient traditions, vibration wasn't just a concept. It wasn't poetry. It was reality. It was the invisible thread that held everything together, the language of the universe itself. In the sacred mountains of Tibet, monks would chant ancient mantras, not to entertain the gods, but to align their own energy with the cosmos. In the echoing chambers of Egyptian temples, priests used harmonic tones to awaken dormant parts of the soul. These weren't random sounds. They were frequencies, carefully chosen, deeply intentional. Because sound carries frequency, and frequency carries information, intention. The right vibration could calm the nervous system, open the heart, clear the mind, and raise the spirit into a higher state of awareness. But the ancients didn't stop there. They didn't just listen, they felt. They understood that everything vibrates, not just sound but thoughts, emotions, objects, places, people. They noticed that fear has a dense, heavy vibration, that love has a high, light frequency, that anger creates sharp, chaotic energy, while peace creates smooth, flowing resonance. You felt it too, even if you didn't have words for it. That sensation when you enter a room and feel uneasy, without knowing why. That moment when someone's presence lifts your energy, without them saying a word. This isn't superstition. It's not mysticism. It's vibration. It's the subtle architecture behind reality, the pattern that ancient seers, sages, and scientists alike all pointed to. And the truth is this: when you raise your frequency, you change your state. You attract different thoughts, people, experiences. You become a tuning fork for a higher way of living. The ancient ones called it alignment. Modern physics calls it resonance. You might just call it truth. Modern science is finally catching up to what the ancients always knew: that the universe isn't built from matter, it's built from motion, from rhythm, from frequency. In the emerging field of cymatics, researchers now watch in awe as sound frequencies mold particles of matter into complex geometric patterns. Sacred geometry, not imagined, but revealed through pure vibration. In the lab, heart coherence studies show how your emotions reshape your electromagnetic field, influencing not just your biology, but your environment. Everything is moving, everything is resonating, and nothing is separate. But most of us still move through life unaware of the frequency we emit, unaware of the fields we tune into. And yet frequency doesn't care if you believe in it. It just works, like gravity. You don't just live in the world, you resonate with it, which means your outer world is reflecting your inner tone, your relationships, your moods, your opportunities. They don't just happen, they respond to the vibration you carry. This is not philosophy, this is physics. You are a living transmitter, constantly sending out a signal, and reality is constantly echoing it back. So when life feels off, when things feel stuck, heavy, out of rhythm, maybe it's not the world that needs changing. Maybe it's your frequency. Because once you understand vibration, you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you start asking, what am I broadcasting? Your frequency is your signature. Let's learn how to shape it, intentionally, consciously, powerfully. Your vibration isn't fixed. It's not a label, it's not a life sentence, it's fluid. It shifts. With every thought you think, every breath you take, every place your attention lands. Because energy follows focus. What you focus on expands. What you fear pulls you down. What you love lifts you higher. Low-frequency states aren't bad. They're just dense. Fear, anger, shame, guilt. They contract your field. They close your heart. They tighten your body. And they cloud your mind. But high-frequency states, like gratitude, compassion, stillness, they do the opposite. They open your energy. They expand your awareness. They create space for clarity, alignment, and healing. And they attract more of what feels right. This is why ancient wisdom wasn't built on belief. It was built on tuning the self like an instrument, through breathwork, through fasting, through chanting, silence, movement, stillness, each a way to shift the inner frequency, not to escape life, but to meet it from a higher state of being. Because when your frequency rises, your perception expands. You see more, feel more, understand more, and the moment your perception shifts, so does your reality. You don't change the world by force. You change it by tuning yourself. Raise your frequency, and the world responds. Have you ever wondered why this kind of knowledge isn't common? It's not because it's hidden. It's right here, in plain sight. But society doesn't reward high-frequency thinking. It doesn't benefit from awakened minds. A human who vibrates higher is harder to control. They begin to question the script. They pause before reacting. They sense manipulation, even if they can't logically explain it. And most dangerously, they stop feeding the system with their fear. So instead, we're trained from birth to forget, to ignore the quiet signals inside, to tune out vibration, to drown the inner voice in distractions, consumption, noise, chaos. We numb ourselves with things that pull us out of presence, because presence is power. When you're present, you feel everything. And when you feel everything, you start remembering who you are. You're not just flesh and bone. You're frequency, your energy, and frequency is influence. But when that truth is buried, when you forget that you're made of vibration, you forget how much choice you actually have, how much power you've always held. Yet, it only takes one moment, one breath of awareness, one quiet second of remembering, and everything begins to shift. You feel it like a pulse deep inside, the subtle yes, the inner alignment, the remembering, and suddenly, the world responds differently, not because it changed, but because you did. Your frequency is your truth, not the words you speak, not the thoughts you believe, not even the image you project to the world. Your true signal, the vibration beneath all of it. That's what the universe listens to, because the universe doesn't speak English, or Persian, or any language made of words. It speaks in energy. You could say all the right things. You could believe all the right concepts. But if your frequency doesn't match, the reality you want won't show up. That's the hidden truth about vibration. You're not here to become someone new. You're here to remember something ancient, something that's always been within you. You are awareness itself, infinite, still, and clear, temporarily tuned into a body, a name, a story, an identity. But the real you, it exists underneath it all, humming at a unique frequency. And when you raise that frequency, the fog starts to lift. Suddenly the world looks different. Not because it changed, but because your signal did. When you refine your vibration, the noise fades. Your path doesn't need to be found. It starts to reveal itself naturally. So maybe the question isn't, how do I fix my life? Or how do I manifest better things? The real question is simpler, deeper, more honest. What frequency are you broadcasting right now?